tonight on Cox Forum.
If you think that slavery is a thing of the past, then think again. Slavery is still with us, and it is with us here in Orange County. We're going to be talking about efforts to bring it to an end right now on Cox Forum. Welcome back to Cox Forum. We welcome in this segment Tony Guerrero, a wonderful musician, but also the founder of Let's Respond. And why did you start this?
Several years ago, my wife introduced me to the topic of human trafficking, and it struck a little nerve. And then I saw a news report, a documentary, where I actually saw footage, undercover footage of 8-year-old girls who were trapped in brothels in, I believe it was Cambodia, and that just really struck a big nerve. And then I had my daughter, and it all really came home for me, and I just realized there was no way I could just sit back and not try to do something. It was just an issue that really captured me, and trying to figure out what I could do. I wanted to do more than just send money, but this it's a tough issue because it is widespread and it's sort of untouchable in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And one thing I realized was just being in the entertainment industry, I'm connected to a lot of people who have large audiences. And at that time, a few years ago, you weren't seeing as much about human trafficking in the news. And so our efforts really originally were to just try to alert the public. I mean, I would speak to friends and family, and very few people knew this existed. Mm-hmm. Not only internationally, but that it existed here at home. And so our efforts originally were just to try to let people know, to try to engage the entertainment community to reach out to their audiences. And we did a YouTube campaign, we did some concert stuff, and it was good. But as I learned more about the issue, knowing that there were victims, specifically children trapped in brothels, who could potentially be rescued, but were being left there because there was no place to put them afterwards. If there's no aftercare for them, they often just end up right back where they were. We began to shift our efforts, and so we restructured, and the nonprofit is called FACT Alliance, FACT standing for Fight Against Child Trafficking. And our Let's Respond campaign is really an effort to try to engage people in raising funds to build aftercare facilities, both internationally and here in the United States. And so we're trying to create different projects and initiatives that people can really get their feet wet and get their hands dirty and really do something and go out and do something. That's really what we're doing.
I can imagine that's important because it really is one of those situations that it's tough to get your hands around, particularly in a lot of third world countries. There are so many legal issues involved in it. I mean, it's a big business for one thing. Local officials may be somehow tied into it. There are cultural issues. And then there's the issue just, what do you do with these kids that you rescue?
Right. And there are so many components. We just realized we have to at least pick the one we're going to address. And it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And it has a lot of, the efforts to eradicate human trafficking, that effort has a lot of enemies. Mm-hmm. And so, we have focused our efforts on this one specific area, trying to build aftercare facilities so that we could get these victims out of those situations. And
are there particular projects you're working on?
Currently, as we speak, our big thing right now is we are signing up runners for the OC Marathon to run as part of the Let's Respond team and to get sponsors for that. And all of the money will go towards building an aftercare facility in the Philippines, and the property has already been purchased. And what we're doing, our organization is partnering with existing organizations to help fund the projects they're doing. And so they have a proven model. We're very careful to make sure we know who we're partnering with. Mm-hmm. They have a very proven model of a staffed aftercare facility. And that's an international initiative, and we're looking at some domestic ones as well. We're partnering with a film called Sex and Money, and all of the money that's generated there will come through us to work on aftercare facilities here in the States. But right now, we are trying to sign people up to do the OC Marathon with us. And here's the thing, I can't even begin to fathom running a marathon. I mean, I got winded just walking over the set here. So
It's a step you have to go.
yeah, there's a step. And the good thing is that there's a full marathon, a half marathon, and a 5K. And the 5K is only 3 miles, and you can walk it. So if you can even just walk 3 miles for us, be part of the team, all you have to do is go to letsrespond.com, and you can sign up for the marathon there or the 5K and become part of our team. And again, all of that money will go towards building an aftercare facility. So you can really, tangibly do something about this.
I think the way a lot of us, and I saw the campaign, I never realized you were attached to it, but the YouTube campaign, there were a lot of people that really got involved with that.
Yeah, we had good response. The thing is, an issue like this, it's not a hard one for somebody to say, yeah, I'll do something.
Yeah.
We would approach well-known actors and celebrities and musicians, and not a single one of them hesitated for a moment, and that's because it's a powerful issue. And so just getting them to reach out to their fan bases, we had, like I said, the cast of Seinfeld or The Office or people, guys from the Foo Fighters, just trying to reach out to their audience, and it was really helpful. Drew a lot of people into the website, and where there's a lot of information. And the statistic you show of approximately 27 million slaves in the world today, that's shocking to a lot of people. It was shocking to me. And just getting people to see that information and hoping that compels them to go a little further.
And yet that's such a big number, sometimes it's hard to take it down, and like you said, when you did have your daughter all of a sudden, realize that these are little girls that are out there.
Right. Yeah, it's horrifying. And again, you see that one documentary with that footage, it's burned into my memory to see that little girl in that situation, and God, you just want to go get them out,
Yeah.
And this is just one way we can try getting them out of that situation.
Okay, and your website again?
letsrespond.com. Thank you.
And we want to once again remind you that if you missed that information or any of the